Have you ever found yourself saying yes when deep down you wanted to say no? Do you feel like you're constantly bending over backward to keep everyone happy, yet somehow you're the one left feeling exhausted and unfulfilled? If this sounds familiar, then you might be trapped in the exhausting cycle of people-pleasing. But here's the truth. People-pleasing isn't kindness. It's self-betrayal in disguise, and it's time to break free. Why do we become people-pleasers? Most of us don't even realize we're doing it. It starts small. Maybe you agreed to help a friend, stayed late at work, or took on responsibilities that weren't yours, just to avoid disappointing someone. Over time, it becomes a habit. But why do we do it? For many, it's the fear of rejection. We crave acceptance and approval, and somewhere along the way, we start believing that if we don't constantly please others, we won't be loved or valued. Sound familiar? You're not alone. Millions of people struggle with this. But here's the hard truth. People-pleasing doesn't bring happiness. It only leaves you feeling drained, resentful, and invisible in your own life. So how do you break free from this cycle and finally put yourself first without guilt? Step 1. Recognize when you're doing it. Awareness is key. Start paying attention to how often you say yes when you don't want to. Notice when you're over-explaining yourself or feeling anxious about someone's approval. Are you doing things to genuinely help or just to avoid conflict and feel accepted? Be honest with yourself. This is where change begins. Step 2. Set boundaries. Without apology. Here's a game changer. Boundaries are not selfish. They are necessary. Think of boundaries as a fence, protecting your time, energy, and emotional well-being. It's okay to say, I can't commit to that right now, or I need some time for myself. And guess what? You don't owe anyone a long explanation. No is a complete sentence. Step 3. Drop the guilt. Many people-pleasers struggle with guilt when they finally put themselves first. But here's what you need to remember. You can't pour from an empty cup. If you're constantly putting everyone else's needs before yours, you'll eventually burn out. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's survival. When you're at your best, you can show up better for the people you truly care about. Step 4. Stop seeking validation. This one's tough, but necessary. You don't need everyone's approval to live your life. Ask yourself, are you living for yourself, or are you living to meet other people's expectations? Start making decisions based on what aligns with your values and goals, not just what makes others happy. The right people will respect your choices, and those who don't, well, they were never really for you. Step 5. Surround yourself with supportive people. You become like the people you spend the most time with. If you're surrounded by those who expect you to always say yes and never consider your feelings, it's time to reevaluate. Seek out relationships with people who respect your boundaries and encourage you to prioritize your well-being. Real friends will support your growth, not demand your compliance. Step 6. Practice self-love and assertiveness. Breaking free from people-pleasing isn't just about saying no to others. It's about saying yes to yourself. Take time to reflect on what truly makes you happy. What are your goals, your dreams, your passions? Start prioritizing your happiness the same way you've prioritized others. And remember, confidence comes with practice. The more you assert yourself, the easier it becomes. The bottom line: if you've spent your life trying to please everyone around you, it's time to stop. You deserve to live your life on your terms, without guilt or fear. You don't have to be everything for everyone. You just have to be true to yourself. So here's your challenge. Starting today, put yourself first. Set boundaries, say no when you mean it, and watch how your life transforms. Your worth isn't determined by how much you do for others. It's determined by how much you value yourself. Now it's your turn. Are you ready to take back control of your life? If this message resonated with you, take action today. And remember, it's never too late to put yourself first.